Hey, move it already.
So, here we are. That's just how it is. Yeah!
Heck, wonder if you came across a couple fellas here from New York. They're taking in the unique joys of strawberry, same as you.
Good morning.
Well, okay. Hey, move it already.
Morning, partner.
Whoa there. Where the hell was that? Move!
Morning! How's everything going? Hey, look out.
Here it is. No local store's got iron this nice. Ooh, look at this Tatum, huh? Best you can find.
Yeah, looks like a good one.
And she ain't just a looker neither. Watch this.
Hey, that's... don't do that.
It's fast like lightning. That's how you gotta do
Yeah,
it.
listen, I believe you, I really do, but...
Oh, I can handle the blind,
that
too.
don't seem
I'll show
like
you.
the best idea.
Yeah.
Just stop waving it around. It ain't funny. No
Relax.
more.
I got this under. Ah!
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God damn it.
Are
I'm
you
fine.
okay? That don't look good.
It's fine. I
It
just
ain't
gotta walk
fine. I
this
see
off.
you're bleeding.
Will you quit hassling me and leave me be?
Don't forget that.
Morning to you.
Hello.
You done enough harm here.
Howdy.
Yeah. Come on now, get moving, will you?
Well, all right.
So, come on.
Move your ass!
Welcome to our fair city, citizen.
Evening, mister.
Yeah. 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 Yep.